welcome to Tennessee's at-home learning series for literacy. Today's lesson is for all of our first graders out there, though everyone is welcome to tune in and enjoy today's story. This lesson is the first in this week's series. My name is Miss Clark, and I'm a first grade teacher in Tennessee schools. And I'm so excited, boys and girls, to share today's story with you and to be your teacher for this lesson. So welcome to our virtual classroom. Now today, boys and girls, we are going to be learning about myths. And before we get started, to participate fully, you're all going to need a few things. You're going to need a paper, a pencil, and a surface to write on. So go ahead and round those up and we'll be ready to begin. Now today I told you guys that we're going to be hearing a myth. So can everybody say that with me big and loud all together? I'm going to count to 3 and I want to hear you say it. 1, 2, 3, myth. Wonderful job, boys and girls. Now our goal today is to be able to retell today's myth. Now we're going to begin with me showing you what that looks like. And then there's going to be some time for you to practice with me with a little bit of help. And finally, at the very end, boys and girls, you are going to be doing your own independent work. And I cannot wait to see what you guys do. Now, the story that we're going to read today, boys and girls, is called Hercules and the Stables. Now, boys and girls, this is a special kind of story called a myth. So let's find out why. Can you look at the front cover and maybe make any predictions about what a myth is going to be like? We learned a fable from last week. It was a short story that taught a lesson. Wonderful. Yeah. So what do you think about a myth? What do you think is special about a myth, boys and girls? Yes, that is right. A myth often has a hero as one of the characters, boys and girls. And you might have heard about Hercules before. Yeah, you might have a connection with that. And you can see that he's going to be our hero in the story on the front cover. So can you say the word hero with me? Everybody, whisper into your hand. 1, 2, 3, all together. Hero. Very nice. Now, do you guys know what a hero is? I bet you do, because they're so smart. Yeah, a hero is a special person that other people look up to, right? Because something they're doing is something they didn't have to do, and they're helping others or treating others very nicely. So they're being a hero. They're helping others. And you guys might know some heroes in your life. I bet you can think of many. So we know a myth has a hero, and a hero in a myth often has some kind of superpower, boys and girls. Yeah, that's right. Real superpowers. Now, in the myth we're going to read today, there's a hero, and you guessed it. His name is Hercules. So everybody show me your coolest superhero pose. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Superhero. Very nice, boys and girls. That was fun. So let's read on and let's find out what kind of superpower Hercules has and what makes him a hero. Now, boys and girls, have you ever heard of Hercules? He is very well known by many people, but this might be the first time you've ever heard of him. Now, one thing that Hercules is known for, boys and girls, is his bravery. So I bet I have a lot of brave boys and girls out there who climb big rocks, and they do all kinds of brave things, go down really tall slides. Yeah, so Hercules, he is very brave. He's also, boys and girls, well known for something else. As we read, let's pay close attention. Okay, boys and girls, let's go ahead and get started. Hercules was a very strong man. He lived near a king. The king had many cows. Hercules wanted some cows. The cows lived in big stables, and the stables were very dirty. They were too big to clean. Now, boys and girls, let's look at this word stables. It says the cows lived in big stables. Look at the stables. I see them in the picture. Point to what you think might be the stables. What do you think the word stables means, boys and girls? Go ahead and turn and share out with the person watching with you today. Yes, I'm thinking that the author is telling us that animals live in stables, right? So it must be like a house or a building where the cows are staying, right? The animals are staying. Even like a barn, right, boys and girls? I'm making that connection. I want some cows, Hercules told the king. Well, then clean the stables in one day, and I will give you cows, the king said. So Hercules made a hole. Then he made another hole. What in the world, boys and girls? He told him to clean the stables and he is making holes? What is going on here? Next, he dug a path to the river. So let me see, boys and girls, digging that path to the river just like Hercules. Very good. I wonder why he's doing this. You guys are super smart. I bet you have some ideas. The water came down the path. Very nice, boys and girls. And the water washed the stables. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. Look at our illustration. What do you notice about the water? Where is it entering the stables? So do you think that's what all the holes were for? Very nice. So the water came down the path and it washed the stables. The stables were clean. Very quickly, huh? But the king wanted to keep his cows. I did not say I would give you cows, the king said. But his son said, yes, you did. I hurt you. And so the king had to give Hercules some cows. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. Well, that was lucky for Hercules, huh? Were you able to figure out what is special about the hero Hercules? I think I did. Let's go back to see if we can find some clues and figure it out. Now remember, on this page, the author was giving us some clues to help us infer how Hercules was a superhero, what superpowers he had. It said Hercules was a very strong man, didn't it? And look at this painting of Hercules on this pot. What do you notice, boys and girls? That's right. It definitely looks like someone that is strong, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. What about him can you see that makes him strong? Can you make this pose, boys and girls? Everybody, let me see it. 1, 2, 3. Strong pose. Yeah, he is standing up and he's showing his muscles, right? He's showing how strong he is. So that's our first clue, isn't it? What his special power is. Now it said that Hercules lived near the king, and the king had many cows. He wanted some, didn't he? Now, what did he want? Everybody whisper into your hand and share it out with me all together, boys and girls. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cows. Right. You guys are awesome, awesome listeners. Now, who had the cows, boys and girls? That's right. It was the king who had all the cows, didn't he? Now, do we know why he wanted the cows? We don't, do we? This text doesn't really tell us that information of why he wanted them. What do you guys think? Why do you think Hercules wanted cows? Go ahead and turn and share with the people watching with you today. What are your thoughts? Yeah, boys and girls. Great. I'm thinking, I remember from our last story last week, remember the maid in the milk pail? What did she use cows for? That's right, getting milk. And he wanted milk from his cows. Or, yeah, maybe he just enjoyed seeing the cows, right, boys and girls? Like you do if you're driving down the road and you get to pass a farm. Now, boys and girls, in this part of the story, we learned some things about the cows, didn't we? Now, what was that place we said the cows lived? Yes, good, boys and girls, the stable. Now, everybody stand up, and I want you to shout the word stable with me on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stable. Very nice. Now, the author described what the stable was, right? It was big and it was very dirty. Look at this illustration, boys and girls. Does the illustration give you some information or some details about how we know that the stable is dirty? Go ahead and point to something you might see that gives you information. This is not a clean, nice stable. Yeah, look, boys and girls, I see cobwebs and dirt all over the inside of the stable. And boys and girls, look at that. I even see a dirty sock hanging on the poor cow stables. Oh my goodness. Now, the author not only tells us it's very dirty, but she tells us that it was too big to clean, right? Wow, that must be a very big stable, and it must be extra dirty if it's too big to clean. But Hercules, he wanted something, didn't he? What did he want, boys and girls? That's right. He really wanted some of the king's cows, right? So what did he do? Yes, boys and girls, he went to the king and he asks him if he can have some. Now, what does the king tell Hercules, boys and girls? Let's reread that part to refresh our memory. Then clean the stables in 1 day, and I will give you cows, said the king. That's right. The king says Hercules can have some as long as he does what? Everybody whisper into your hand and share it with me all together. 1, 2, 3. Cleans. Yes, he's going to clean the stables. Now, we know that this is going to be a hard job for Hercules, right? Because we learned that these stables were huge and big and super dirty, right? Now, I know the author told us that Hercules had a special character trait, right? Something about him was very special. What was it, boys and girls? Tell me in 1, 2, 3. Strong, that's right. So do you think Hercules thought this was going to be no big deal for him? Clean in one day that huge stable? Yeah, we already read the story, so we know that Hercules was definitely able to do this, wasn't he? And it tells us what, boys and girls? Yeah, it tells us that he was able to do something that would have been hard for anybody else. Now, let's keep looking for a few clues that tell us how Hercules is a hero or special. Oh, yeah, that's right. I bet this was some of your favorite part of the story. Now, on this page, remember the author telling us that he made a hole and then he made another hole? So, everybody, do that with me. Pretend to be Hercules, and I want you to punch through that wall and make 2 holes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bam! Bam! Awesome. So how many holes did he make, boys and girls? That's right. He made 2 holes, didn't he? It doesn't tell us what he made a hole in. So let's look at the illustrations to give us a little more information, right? That's something we can use as good readers. We can use the pictures to give us more information about what the author is trying to tell us. What do you think he's making a hole in? Yes, boys and girls, it looks like it's a wall, doesn't it? And I bet he's making a hole in the walls of the stables. We knew he was strong, right? But this shows us that he is stronger than the normal person. So stand up, boys and girls, and make a big Hercules pose and show me those muscles. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. You look very strong, and that is impressive. And then, boys and girls, we learned that Hercules, he decided to do something else, didn't he? Yeah, he dug a path to the river. But now I'm looking more closely at the illustrations. And I'm thinking that Hercules is digging the path all the way from the stable to the river. That's a long way. Wow. Do you think you could dig that big of a path in your backyard, boys and girls? Look, his whole body's inside. And he only has 1 day to clean these stables. And has he been cleaning them yet? No, he hasn't even been in there working hard to get all that cleaned up, right? With his broom and all the things that your mom and dad uses to clean. He's just so far punched 2 big holes. Let me see it. Punch, punch in the wall, and he has dug a path to the river. Oh my goodness. And then, boys and girls, we learned what the plan was, didn't we? He all along had a plan and was working towards it to clean these stables. And the water came down from his path and it washed out the stables, didn't it? That was a pretty clever plan. I agree. That was pretty cool. Now, boys and girls, that was fantastic. When we looked at the illustrations more carefully, the story makes more sense, doesn't it? And we get more details. And I can see the water rushing down the path that he created, can't you? Everybody point to it. And look what it's flowing in, right into the stalls and washing them. Say that word with me, boys and girls. 1, 2, 3. Washed. Nice. So, boys and girls, we definitely figured out what was the purpose of those holes, didn't we? It made a lot of sense in the end, didn't it? Yeah. Hercules needed to make a way for the water to get in and wash or clean the stables. I wonder what those cows thought about that. They probably did not know what to think. And I hope they were good swimmers, don't you? So, boys and girls, when we think back to what Hercules did and what the author said, we can say that Hercules was strong, wasn't he? Stronger, definitely, than your average person or anything a real person could do. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to, we wouldn't be able to punch holes in the side of a wall or dig a path all the way from a river to a stable. Hercules was able to accomplish this big task by using his what? Everybody say it with me. Yes, strength. And that is something, boys and girls, that this character is very well known for by many people over many years. Hercules is known for his strength. And in other myths, we'll see evidence of his strength and courage again. Now, time to strike that Hercules pose again. Ready? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Hercules. Yeah, boys and girls. Now, that was super fun. And let's read to see if he got the cows right. Now, the stables are clean. Hercules had accomplished the task, didn't he? But the king wanted to keep the cows. Wasn't that right, boys and girls? Now, in the story, the king said, I did not say I would give you the cows. But who came in and said something else? Do you remember? That's right. His son. Point to the one that you think his son is. I see the son, don't you? Where is he? Yes, he's hiding and he's hearing what's being said, isn't he? That's right. And the son spoke up and he said, yes, you did. I heard you. So the king had to give Hercules some cows. Yeah. So was the king, boys and girls, going to keep his promise? No. And we already learned last week from our fables that we should always keep our promises. Absolutely, boys and girls. So we know that it's not nice to break a promise. Yes. So why do you think the king said he would give Hercules the cows if he could clean the stables in one day if he wasn't really going to give him the cows? I agree. I bet the king never would have believed how strong and clever Hercules really was. Yeah, that was very cool, boys and girls. Knowing what we know about Hercules, we know it was not an impossible task for this hero, was it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, when we look back at this illustration, I see something I didn't notice before. It's very important to Hercules getting the cows. Do you see it? Go ahead and point to it, boys and girls. You do? If you see it, go ahead and stand up and give me a wiggle dance. Awesome. What is it? There he was, the sun peeking out from behind the king's throne, wasn't he? Yeah, and we know that was super important to Hercules at the end of the story, wasn't it? Yeah, so we didn't notice that before. Now it's super important because we know that the sun spoke up and he said, yes, you told Hercules that you would give him the cows. And luckily that helped out Hercules. That's right. He reminded the king that he did make the promise. And if he wouldn't have been there to hear the promise, the king might have not kept his word, huh? Now, boys and girls, that was so much fun, and you guys were wonderful at listening for our words and helping me to look deeper at the illustrations to help us gain more information about our story today. And that will be super important to us. Now, we're going to have the opportunity today to retell this myth. Remember, the myth is a story from long ago, right? And they have a what kind of person in them? A hero. That's right. Now, I want you to be able to add as much detail as you can, boys and girls, when you do this on your own. But first, I want you to think back through the main events of the story, just like that peanut butter and jelly sandwich we're visualizing in our head. The beginning, the middles, the gooey grape jelly, and the end, right? Now let's think back. And ooh, look at these pictures. They help give us clues about what parts of the story we're going to retell. Look at the first two pictures on the top row. Can you point to them? Yeah, think about how our story started. We might say Hercules wanted some cows, right? And he went to the king and he asked for some cows. And the king said if he cleaned the stable in one day, what would happen, boys and girls? He could have some cows. Now we know in the middle of the story, what happened next? Go ahead and point to the pictures that you think might be telling me what happens next in the story. Very nice, boys and girls. Yes. First, Hercules made 2 holes in the stable, didn't he? Because he was very strong. And then he dug that path to the river. And the water cleaned the stable, right? Now we're thinking now about the last part of the story. The most important information or the main events in the last of the story. Point to the images that you think might help me get information about the end. Yeah, how did this myth end, boys and girls? That's right. The king lied, didn't he? And he tried to break a promise. That didn't work, did it? That's right, because the king's son told him he promised. And finally, the king had to give Hercules the cows. Boys and girls, that was an awesome myth and super fun. Now, I want you to practice retelling this story out loud, boys and girls. You can say it to someone that you're watching with today. You can even retell this story to your favorite stuffed animal or even your pet. Yeah, that would be so much fun. Now, I want you to try to put in as many details as you can, boys and girls. The more details, the better, right? Get your paper and pencil and see how much of the story you can retell in writing. You may even add some illustrations after you're finished. Boys and girls, I enjoyed working with you on this lesson today as we retold our story and we thought about what a myth was and all those important character traits of a hero. Thank you so much for inviting me into your home today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And have a great day, boys and girls.